Today I'll be explaining the basic issues related to child obesity. Between 15 and 25% of children in the United States are obese. What is obesity, what causes it, and what is the treatment, and so on. What is obesity? Obesity is a condition where weight gain has got to the point that it is a serious threat to health. Obesity is present when total body weight is more than 25% fat in boys and more than 32% fat in girls. It is estimated that 5 to 7% white and black children are obese, while 12% of Hispanic boys and 19% of Hispanic girls are obese. What causes it? Childhood obesity most likely results from interaction of nutritional, physiological, familial, and psychological factors. Family. Infants whose parents are obese, however, have 80% more of a chance of becoming obese. This may be due to the powerful genetic factors or parental modeling of both eating and exercise behaviors indirectly affecting the child's energy balance. Low energy. The average American child spends several hours each day watching television, which in previous years, which was devoted to physical pursuits. Only about 1/3 of elementary children have a daily physical education, and less than 1/5 have extracurricular physical activity programs at their school. Heredity. The transmission of genetic characters from parents to offspring. Since not all children who eat non-nutritional foods watch several hours of television daily and are relatively inactive develop obesity, the search continues for alternative causes. Heredity has recently been shown to influence fatness, regional fat distribution, and response to overfeeding. What is the treatment? Obesity treatment programs for children and adolescents rarely have weight loss as a goal. Adopting a formal exercise program or simply becoming more active is valuable to burn fat, increase energy expenditure, and maintain weight loss. Studies with children have not shown exercise to be a successful strategy for weight loss unless coupled with another intervention such as nutritional, education, or behavior modification. Diet management. Fasting or extreme caloric restrictions is not advisable for children. Balanced diets with moderate caloric restrictions, especially reduced dietary fat, have been used successfully in treating obesity. Behavior modification. And many behavioral strategies used with adults have been successfully applied to children and adolescents. The number of overweight children worldwide will increase significantly by the end of the decade, and scientists expect profound impacts on everything from public health care to economy. Nearly half of the children in North and South America will be overweight by 2010. Up from that recent study say that it's about 1/3 according to a report published by International Journal of Pediatric Obesity. In the European Union, about 38% of all children will be overweight if present trends continue, up from about 25% in recent surveys that the study said. We have truly a global epidemic which appears to be affecting most of our country, said by Dr. Phillips, chairman of International Obesity Task Force and author of an editorial in the journal warning of the trend. He estimates that, for example, 1 in 5 children in China will be overweight by 2010. In this slide, District of Columbia has 23% of obese children, and California has 12%, so they're not in the top. And the one in last is Wisconsin. There are health consequences of childhood obesity: asthma, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, sleep apnea, mental health, and adult obesity. Asthma. One study of children with asthma found that obese children use more medicine, wheeze more, and made more visits to emergency rooms than non-obese peers. Type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is becoming more common among children and teens who are overweight, while diabetes and glucose intolerance, considered pre-diabetic, are common results of adult obesity. Only in recent years has type 2 diabetes been a problem among children and teens. Diabetes in children and teens can lead to complications such as cardiovascular disease and kidney failure. Sleep apnea. Studies suggest that sleep apnea occurs about 70% of obese children and adolescents. Sleep apnea is a breathing disorder that causes brief interruptions of breathing during sleep. If untreated, it can lead to decreased school performance, bedwetting, and problem behavior. That's it.
So Lyle, what did you think?
Well, it was very informative. There were good visuals and good citations. The only thing that I didn't like was I felt like it was just like reading the card, not really like talking to the audience, and the closing statement wasn't really there. That's it.
All right, Stephen. Your attention device mostly consisted of a statement of what your topic was. I think you want to start with the statistic and then use the visual as a way to introduce the subject. So we know what the topic is. Your exact goal, though, is not very clear, so I didn't think that the thesis was clear. You had some good statistics to create a justification for the subject early on. There's not really a preview of what the contents are going to be, and in fact, when you get to the contents of the speech, this is a big problem because basically it's, button, 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 button. Here are, a dozen things that I'm going to talk about, and you just kind of hit each button as you go past it, and it doesn't seem like it's anything more than a series of randomized bits and pieces of information. There's good information there, but it's not always complete. It's sometimes, just as you're getting to something that might be worth spending some time on, you move on to the next issue. You're inconsistent about the citations. I thought in the middle of the speech you had a couple of source citations on the statistics, but other than that, I didn't really hear consistent citation of information. It sounds very much like I was talking about before, like you're reading the check boxes on a brochure, and I think that that's a little problematic. I like the visuals that you had. The first image is dramatic and it gets our attention. The statistics that you presented, I thought, work okay. They need a little bit more explanation. The one visualization that you have of all the problems that are occurring that are associated with obesity, especially in childhood, I thought that was an interesting one. It looks like it's going to be pretty complete, but then you're trying to cover it all and you're skimming the surface on everything, and I think that's a little bit problematic. I do have to agree a little bit with Lyle that there's a lot of reading going on. We're going to work more on that next time. But at the end, you just kind of hit a wall and stopped. There's no plan on how to get out of the speech. There's no summary of what the content was. There's no reminder of what point we were trying to get out of the presentation. It's just, you got the Porky Pig ending like we talked about. It stops. That's it. All right, thanks. And I don't really think that works very well. All right, thank you.